Hey, what is going on, you guys? Today I thought I'd give you a quick tutorial on how to install headlight globes into your Yamaha R3 or any similar bike that has the same setup. If you're like me and ride at night quite a lot, you would soon realise that the Yamaha R3 headlights aren't the best. You're running around with high beam on all the time and you want a little bit brighter. So here what I'm replacing them with are the Nava Platinum Plus 130s. So you get 130% more light, 20% whiter light, and it's also a 40 meter longer beam. The globes you will require to are H7s. H7 globes are in this. They don't actually tell you in the instruction manual or even on the back of the headlight whatsoever. How I found out was physically pulling out one and checking. Both high beam and low beam are the exact same globe. You don't have an issue with that. Buy a pack like this, and if you want, you can actually replace your little, I call it a little pilot light in the front, which I've already done, and I'll talk you guys through that as well. Without further ado, guys, let's get into it. So what are we going to need? A wank hammer. That's what we're going to need. We're just going to need a wank hammer, and we're just going to have to reach down into there. So I'll show you guys. I'll put these globes somewhere. Put the globes somewhere where they're not going to get broken. Down in here, I don't know if you guys can see clearly, but you have that cap there on the back of your headlight. It's got a little spikes on there, so that's for you to get your hands in there and actually undo it. It's like a semi-lock ring, and it has an O-ring on the back of it. Also down there you have the other one for the high beam as well. If your bike, however, is in the stored position like that, you can get your hand in easy enough like that, straight in the side. That's the way I normally do it. Just twist the handlebars and then the other way to get into the other side, or just maneuver the handlebars around to get in there. But what you need to do is get this cap off, so let's do that now. Now these are going to be tight, so just twist. I don't know if you guys can actually see, it is hard, and you'll hear that click, and just pull the cap back like so. So in the back here you have your little O-ring. I'll try my best to show you guys maybe with my other camera. You need to pull that multi-plug off, but support the globe at the same time. So this multi-plug, so that black multi-plug, you pull that off, but support the globe at the same time. Don't just reef on it. You will break the whole housing of the headlight, including the clip and all that sort of stuff. So you don't want to do that, because then you'll have a really bad day. Then after you do that, you push the clip towards the front of the bike, and then flick out to the right, and it will release, and then the globe will come out. Now let me show you. So what you do is you just get onto that multi-plug, just wiggle it, and it will just pop out like that. So once that is back out the way, you then get into this clip here, push forward on that clip, it will release and drop down like so. So that's how it comes out. If you've managed to do it correctly, this is how it should look once you've got to that point. So you've undone the multi-plug, you've undone the clip, and it will just fold back like so. Really easy now. Just grab the end of the terminal of the globe and just pull it out. Make sure you do not touch the actual globe. If you touch the globe, the oil on your hands creates a reaction, the glass gets really hot, and boom, you blow your very expensive globes, especially when you're putting them in. Grab the globe. This is how you hold them. Do not touch any of that glass. Just do not touch the glass. Touching that, like I said earlier, it gets really hot and creates a reaction and blows the filament inside. So your globe will last a couple of seconds, if that. Now, make note, the globe has a little notch and a round edge. So if you actually look at it, it has rounded on one side, has a notch on another. Now that notch needs to sit up in the headlight. As you can actually see down there, towards the top, it has like a raised section. That is where the notch, this notch of the globe actually needs to go into. Now make sure you do not hit any of the globe with your hands, like I've said 3 or 4 times already. And the globe will just slide in like so. It'll just sit there, so you can actually look back at it now. It sits there, and then you support the globe. It's a little bit tricky, but you support the globe, make sure the multi-plug stays out of the way. It's going to want to get in your way. Make sure the globe's sitting properly, and just re-clip that back in like so. That clip will be firm, but nothing to really worry about. Just don't force it. If it is super firm, like I mean really firm, and you're really fighting it, that globe's not positioned properly. What you'll find is the globe's not sitting properly. It'll be sitting like that, and you're trying to force the clip on, and you'll bend that clip. Once you bend that clip, your headlights will never sit the same again. The chances of straightening that clip to exactly how it was with manufacturers, good luck. Believe me, I've had to try and do it with cars and stuff, so it's not fun. And it's not because I've done it, it's because other people have done it and they come to me and ask me to fix it. And then you just plug the multi-plug onto the back, like so. Now I'm going to show you guys the difference between the two headlights, hopefully. So I'll start this up and we'll have a look at low beams, the new globe, high beams, the old globe. Once I get them both changed over, I will do a before and after. I did get some footage of the bike with the old headlights in it. Immediately in person, I don't know what it's like with the video, immediately you notice it's whiter. It is a whiter light. It hasn't got that typical halogen yellow tinge to it. We'll put the high beam on, which is just the normal globe. You can definitely see the difference between the two of them. That's a nice white. This is a yellowy tinge. So there is a very, very distinct difference between the two headlights. I can automatically notice that the low beam is a lot brighter, especially under here, and be interesting to see when we get the high beam done. This globe here I've already done. It is a little LED, and that is as bright as hell. That was brighter than my headlights, so I knew there was an issue there. Now with reinstallation of the little cover, it is literally just feel it round until it gets into its position. So what you need to do is get these little locking points into one of the grooves here, and they'll be slightly offset. So you need to, as you can tell, this is the longer one, these are two shorter ones. So if you look in there, you just find the longer one within there. I'm pretty sure it is towards the top, and then you just rotate it till it locks, and then it will stop, and you're all good. And that is locked. It is firm, guys. Remember, that is very firm, so you just got to feel it out. I can't really explain it. You just know when it stops. Some people may not, and their thing will fall off. Their little cover will fall off, which is a neat way to get an interior light for your bike because it's pretty bright. But it will be firm, and then it will just completely stop, and you won't be able to twist it anymore. That's when you've got it. So now onto the high beam. The high beam is a lot easier than the low beam. You just do the exact same process as the low beam. So I'll just do it in one fluid motion for you guys. As you can tell, just sit that there. It's got the O-ring on it. You just wiggle the multi-plug like so. Comes out like that. You push this in, and it slowly starts coming out, and grab the globe, pull the globe out like so. The high beam is pretty much brand new. If you actually look at the filament, you can see, whereas you look at the normal headlight, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the filament is starting to break up and getting burnt out. I knew the headlight wasn't going to last too much longer, and I was upgrading them anyway, so I wasn't fussed. This one I'll keep as a spare. Now for the other one, line it back up. The high beam sits different. It sits off to the side, so your little notch goes towards the right hand side of the bike. You then push down on the clip, it's clipped in, and then you put your little multi-plug on like so. I'll start the bike up, I'll show you what they both look like. Low beam, high beam, massive difference. Both nice and white. My headlight's really dirty. You get a nice little blue tinge in there as well. If you want an interior light, just leave that off, you know, you get yourself an interior light. Nice lighting coming in through here. Not really, don't do that. If you do that, you're a little bit crazy because you're gonna end up with water in your headlights. So now we use the wank hammer to put this back. So that just lined up straight away, and then you twist it. And this is what I mean by it's firm. It's very firm. Actually have to put a lot of pressure on it, and then it's locked. Most of the time it will line up with the OE chalk marks on the actual original headlight. That's how you know when it's actually lined up. And that is pretty much how you install headlights, guys. It's not technical. The job all up, I don't know, probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most. Depends on how skilled you are at doing it. I would say maximum, absolute maximum, if you had no idea what you were doing, it'd be an hour to change the headlights on it. But if you know what you're doing, easy, in under half an hour. This light in the front, how to do that, you do not need to twist it or anything along those lines. You've got to source the wiring. Now, it's a 2-pin plug that runs up to about here. It's in behind the cluster. You do not need to pull all this off. I've seen people pull the whole top of their bike off to do that light. What are you doing, man? You don't need to do that. Reach your hand in up underneath, grab the wire, and just pull back on it. What it is it's a little rubber grommet with the globe holder in it. That's all it is. So it will just pop out, you plug that in, push it back in, you're all good, you're Gucci, you're ready to go. And then you can have a nice bright white light like this. So don't pull the top of your bike off to get to that light, guys. Don't, please. If your bike for some reason is different, if your Yamaha, they have put one of those twist ones in, probably pull the top of the bike off. But this one was lucky enough, I had the grommet, you just pull it out like so. Anyway, guys, if you liked the video, give it a huge thumbs up, go ham on it, it means a lot to me. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them down in the comment section. I'm more than happy to try and help you out. Also, guys, don't forget to join the ride, subscribe. Until next time, guys, peace. Thought I'd replace this with one of these. These are pretty cool. I used to use them in the car scene. You could get different LED lights to make your number plate lights duller and things along those lines, but this is the brightest you can pretty much get without the multiple LEDs. What I'll do is I'm going to pull this one out. I'm going to just try and use these tools right here, just my hands. I'm pretty sure I can get into that and get that out, but first got to get the bike out of its little park. Oh, wank hammer, produce the light for me. Another one too. Cool. If you can see straight through there, so above that bar there's wiring. These things are a pain in the ass. I've seen people like tear their bike completely down to get this light. I'm determined not to. That's how it's done. You just grab the wire and pull on it. Out it comes. Very, very smart. See, this was starting to burn out. It's actually burnt out. See how burnt out that is? Because I commute every single day on this bike, that light is on all the time. I knew it was dying. How bright that thing is, man. Holy shit. Feed it. Back up into where it's meant to go. Now it's the point of just trying to get it in. That's what she said. I know you guys are like my that's what she said jokes, so that's what she said. If you look in through the front, you can actually see the hole. God, that sounds dirty. Push it all the way home. And there we are. We have a nice white light. So all in all, what do I actually think of these lights? Massive difference. The before and after, I don't know if you guys can really tell, but there is a massive difference. I thought I'd ride with it for a bit and then make a conclusion on it. I've used footage from just like daily riding or wherever I've been, and there is street lights in it, so I do apologise. Having the new headlights in it, low beam, massive difference. Absolute massive difference, especially with the distance. Just the
more further ahead you can actually see. It's leaps and bounds above stock. Compared to LED, I don't know, but I would recommend them, guys. I really would. These globes, if you're thinking about changing over and don't want to do an LED conversion, or even H.I.D, these are definitely worth it. You turn high beam on and I reckon you'd blind cars, to be honest with you. I've had a few people flash me just with low beam on. Never used to get that, even with high beam on with the standard globes. So these are definitely brighter. Well worth the investment. Expensive though.